The daughter of an ex-head of state, where you were talking about your background. Tell us a little bit about that meeting and what happened.
It was the former First Lady of Zamfara State, Aisha Babangida. Funny enough, my father was in the military, like I said earlier on, and was a driver. And my father happens to be one of his drivers.
Of President, former
head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida. And we are now talking to, I think it's Action Aids, the collaboration on the girl child that I was talking about. And I was one of the speakers. And I just looked at it and I said, what an irony of life. If anybody could for one day think that I, Binta Masi Garba, will sit down on the same table with a girl that my father was her father's driver, then I wouldn't believe it. But today is history. A daughter of a driver with a daughter of a head of state sitting on the same table to talk to those girls out there. And I told them that once if you have a focus and you have a vision, you are not deterred on the circumstances you found yourself, but you speak to yourself internally that you want to make a difference, and you set an agenda and you pursue it. I said the sky will be their limit. And I think that thing went in, like most of the girls that were there started confessing that some of them are shy, that their parents are, drivers, dry cleaners, maid, and whatever. I said, no, don't be shy with the situation you found yourself today. You can be that change that will bring glory to your parents tomorrow. And I think maybe that's one of those.
In your view, what is the single most important ingredient in that change, in helping you to sort of get to where you are?
Perseverance.
Persevere.
Perseverance. I remember one day I was going to school with an empty stomach, and I was just telling myself, I refuse to be poor, and I must break that jinx of poverty in my family. You know, there was this anger that, hey, I'm going to school without a shoe on my leg. It was cold that time, and I had to take water without food. And here is this girl that her father was on a bike, you know, and it was raining. So the water now splashed on me. So the anger of not having food, the anger of falling inside the mud, and again the clothes, my clothes again was mudded upon by the splashing of this thing. I was just telling myself, no, I said, maybe if my father had a bike too, maybe I wouldn't have been in this condition, you know. So the perseverance was that I want to make a difference, I want to change my life against the one that I found my parents in. And I think that thing kept pushing me on. And I believe strongly that once if you have a will, then definitely there's going to be a way. And today is history.
Are your parents alive?
Yes, my father was 100 last
He was
year.
what? Say that again.
I was 100, he's still alive. Wow. My mother is about 75, she's still alive. So I think
and when they look at you, what do they say to you?
Well, one of the issues my mother normally tells me was like, Binta, you are always in my prayers. And I was asking her one day, why do you make such a comment like that? He said, when I remember when you were born, I knew you were going to be a great woman. I said, why? He said, everybody wants to carry you when you are a child. And up till today, that same favor is following you. So every day I pray for you so that no evil shall come near your dwelling. And I say, amen.
Distinguished Senator, thank you so much for coming on the program. You've been watching Straight Talk with me, Kadria Ahmed. My guest was Distinguished Senator Binta Masi Garba. We discussed politics, terrorism, and faith. Join me next week when I'll be in conversation.
You see this woman's testimony, and I don't even know how to react to it. I remembered one time one of my family members, my uncle, I guess, wanted to get married to his boss's child. It didn't sit well, because I'm like, how would the boss take it? You know, that kind of thing. But, you know, looking at this lady saying that the father was a driver, you know, most times, even in Abuja, you see some of these megads. People, when we call them megads, like security guards, you know, they live in the security house with their children go to school, and most times maybe they are guarding a house in Maitama, for example. Maitama is a highbrow area in Abuja, and maybe these children are going to a school in Maitama, and then you see them, they grow up, they go to school, they hustle and all. As far as you have sent a girl child to school, sit back and relax and see what that girl child will be. Gone are the days where people thought, oh, it has to be only men going to school. Just train a girl child and see, because God has made girl children, let's say, let's say girls. God has made baby girls, let me put it that way, grow up to be very responsible, even without anybody giving them, guidance. They are naturally like that. That's how God created them. Then if you now add education to it, and you add maybe mentorship to it, imagine how they will turn out. Especially a child that is not going about following men. If this woman now, being a senator today, was going about following other men, do you think she would have brought that glory to the Father and to God? No, she wouldn't have. So we keep telling young girls, forget about all these men that are telling you are so beautiful, we love you. It's okay for them to say you're beautiful. You say thank you and move on. Because this beautiful thing, they'll keep telling you even after you are married. They'll still tell you that you're very beautiful. So how do you, measure up this? You need to, sieve the chaff from the wind, whether you like it or not. You need to be able to work hard. Don't bother if people tell you today you have not made it. Like she said, she can't believe that Ibrahim Babangida's daughter will be sitting on the same table with her. And she's a senator. As a senator, sitting on the same table to talk about Action Aid. Like she couldn't believe it, but it was real. So no matter the situation you find yourself today, just keep trusting God that you will come out of it one day. And it will look like a dream. All the people who have told you rubbish, people who have looked down on you, looked down on your children. And that is why there was a day my kids said something about what a classmate told them. I said, do not respond. We'll wait to see the future. Because you see, some children feel that when they open their mouth, anyway, most times I don't blame those kind of children because of the kind of families they come from. So they talk carelessly. They say things they're not supposed to say. But I'll keep telling my children, don't worry about anything anybody says. It is the future that will determine. Haven't you people seen how people that let me tell you the truth. People that I did better than in school, like academically, I was sound and all of those things. Some of them turned out to be, richer than me. Yes. In academics, I was topping. I was, competitions and all. But right now that this is a future. Yes, I might have a peaceful home, but they get money past me. They are richer than me, cash-wise. Yes, I know that money can come at any time. But when we compare it, I have peace in my marriage. I thank God for my children and my job and the side hustles I'm doing. But these people are financially richer than me. I know some of them will say, they want to have what I have. But the truth is that when it comes to money, they get money past me. What are we trying to say? Sometimes it's not how the school you went to or anything, because most of these children, like she mentioned, she went to school without shoe. Sometimes she went to school on an empty stomach, but she still came out and became an important person, and she changed the lives of her family. And the good thing is that her father is still alive. He turned 100 last year. The mom is still alive. That's good, because I don't like it when parents die and don't reap